Welcome everyone to today's program, and today's program is vitally important because as you can see, I have a very special guest with me. And so I want to kind of step back in time here. On the night of October 1st, 2017, a gunman opened fire on a concert, the Route 91 Harvest Festival in Las Vegas, and killed 58 people, wounded over 450, but in the ensuing panic, over 800 people were injured. And with me today is Lacey Newman, who was one of the people who was shot twice by the gunman and lived to tell her story. And based on this story, we're also going to encourage everyone here to Stop the Bleed, which is Stop the Bleed Day, May 21st. And Lacey, tell us more about Stop the Bleed Day.
Good morning, Dr. Bond. Yes, Stop the Bleed Day is a campaign for the public to become aware of Stop the Bleed, which is, like I said, a national campaign from nationalstopthebleedday.org. And what it's doing is encouraging the public, you and I and our friends and family, to learn how to stop the bleed to save lives. As we know, there's 3 to 5 minutes it takes for someone to bleed out. However, it takes emergency personnel up to 10 minutes to arrive. And during those moments, it's crucial that bystanders turn into first responders to save lives.
Well, it's really sad that we're now living in a day and age in where mass shootings are becoming way too commonplace. And you yourself experienced the worst that we've ever seen in America, where the 58 people died in Las Vegas. And you were shot twice. And knowing that people can bleed out in 3 to 5 minutes, how did you survive that attack?
Thankfully, I had strangers and friends come to my aid. I was shot in both of my legs, and one of them not so severely, but the other one was very clearly bleeding. And so thankfully, strangers and my friends stopped to apply makeshift tourniquets and apply pressure to my wounds.
Well, now when here's all of these strangers helping you, knowing that you were shot, and I know that the panic was unbelievable. You and I had done a
Mhm.
longer interview in the past about this. Uh, how long did it take? And of course, you may not even remember this, but do you know about how long it took till you actually saw the first responders come to the scene?
Had to be probably 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So in that
so
whole 20 minutes, the gunman is still firing the whole time.
he was firing for about 10 of those minutes. The first 10 minutes he was firing, and then it obviously took time for first responders to actually get on site and secure locations where then they could have the injured come to them.
So you survived your wounds. You can walk. Was there
Yes.
any permanent damage?
I have slight damage, pain, and still kind of working through some of the things in physical therapy. I have a loss of feeling and a lot of nerve damage, but I'm very thankful. I think I got away pretty unscathed in the grand scheme of things. I'm very thankful and grateful
Well,
to, yeah.
you have become a very strong spokesperson for Stop the Bleed. And why is it so important now for all of us to learn, basically if I got caught up in a situation like you did, what are the things that we need to learn to help someone else that may be injured? Maybe it's a mass shooting or maybe it's a massive accident scene of some
Mhm.
sort.
Absolutely. I think there's many ways that you can help someone, and that's, I believe, the Stop the Bleed training where that really comes in handy, because different wounds and different types of the body require different type of services. And so I encourage everyone to take the Stop the Bleed training. There's many ways that you can do it. I guess the main thing to do is apply pressure to a wound. It becomes tricky when you're talking about the neck, but yeah, learn how to apply pressure, how to apply a tourniquet, purchase a tourniquet. They're not very expensive, and they will and can save lives.
Now, I also understand too that there's a couple of organizations that you're also a part of, and that y'all are working to get more Stop the Bleed kits into every classroom in America. Tell us about that.
Absolutely, yes. I'm very proud to work with Citizen Aid. citizenaid.us, and they are an organization that their goal is to train teachers. So for every person who visits their website and signs up for their inexpensive bleeding control courses, a teacher gets that same training for free. And with their corporate partners, they're training entire school districts for free. And I think that's amazing. I do have a 10-year-old son, so I do think it's incredibly important that all of our teachers and school staff know how to stop the bleed. And then I've also teamed up with icanstopthebleeding.org, and their goal is, again, to get tourniquets into classrooms. So they create fundraisers, and that's just what they do. They take the money and they put it right to tourniquets into classrooms. So I've taken several Stop the Bleed courses since all of this happened, and I actually had the opportunity to use what I learned with a woman who was injured. And initially when I saw her, of course, I'm not medical personnel, so I freaked out. And then I said to myself, no, wait, you know how to do this. You know what to do. Stop shaking and remember your courses. And I was able to do that. And because of that, I was able to remember that they told us, let that person know you're there to help them. Let them know, keep them talking and keep them eye contact, but just let them know you're there to help. And actually in doing that, that's when you learn that helps you too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, for all of my viewers out there, Lacey,
Mhm.
and knowing that May 21st is Stop the Bleed Day, where can everybody right now go online to learn more about it and get involved?
Yes, absolutely. nationalstopthebleedday.org.
NationalStopTheBleedDay.org. You also said Citizen Aid US, which
Yes.
is offering online bleeding courses and kits. And
Right.
also, I love this one, ICanStopTheBleeding.com, which is the
Mhm.
mission to get Stop the Bleed kits in every classroom in America.
Correct.
All right. Well, Lacey, thank you so much for coming onto the program, sharing us this vital information about Stop the Bleed Day. And ladies and gentlemen, May 21st. But guess what? Don't just wait for the day.
Mhm.
Start right now. Go online. Get involved. Believe it or not, we may not be doctors or paramedics, but we can be the first responder. We'll be right back after this.